What's going on, guys, and today I'm bringing you a new video on my channel in which I'm gonna list my top 5 favorite manga protagonists so far. Keep in mind that I haven't read every single manga that's out there, so if some of your favorites aren't among these, please make sure to let me know what your favorite manga protagonist is down below in the comments. So without further ado, let's get right into it. At my number 5 spot I have Shota from the manga Planetes. The manga Planetes is of course written and drawn by Makoto Yukimura. Of course that is the same mangaka as Vinland Saga. And what is interesting about hero Shota is his journey to the understanding of people. He starts out as a guy whose only goal is to be as much in space as he possibly can. And that's the only thing that matters to him. He is that way because he is raised that way. And that's because his father is also a famous astronaut, and well, he maybe doesn't like his dad in the sense that no teenager likes their parents. He certainly is impressed and looks up to him in the sense of his accomplishments in space. But so all the while that he's focused on being the best astronaut that there is, he meets a girl. And that girl is born in space. She isn't born on Earth. She's one of the few humans that is actually born in space. And her whole life she has been there. She doesn't miss Earth, she's just curious about it. At first the girl strikes him, and struck me as well, as someone who's really naive and doesn't understand how hard the world can be. But along the way he slowly shows him love and compassion. And bit by bit he is moving more towards her, and at the final page it all becomes very clear. I would definitely recommend this manga. So check this one out. It's only 2 volumes, so it's not a large commitment. Volume 2 can be a bit harder to find, but I would really recommend this one. So now moving on to my number 4 is a character that's really dear to me, and that's Goku from Dragonball. Goku is really the embodiment for me of a great shonen character. And considering how big of a fan I am of the franchise, it's kind of a bit of a shame that I have these ugly low quality 3-in-1s. But that doesn't take anything away from how amazing Goku is to me. He is a character, he's always cheerful, he's always goofing around. And he's just a character that's a ton of fun to read and a ton of fun to be around with. Dragonball is a cheerful adventure, and Goku shines extremely bright in such a story. He moves the story forward, provides comedy, and gives you goosebumps when he's fighting. Don't think I need to recommend this one very much. Everyone is familiar with this franchise. But I just wanted to put Goku on the list. Not very original, but something that, for me, he really deserves to be on here. Then moving on to number 3, I had a bit of a dilemma here because first I wanted to pick Light Yagami from Death Note. But I thought if I would have named this video my top 5 main characters, he would be in here, but I said protagonist, and Light is as much a protagonist as an antagonist, so I didn't pick him for this list. Just wanted to mention him. Which I did pick is Gilly from Blum. I picked him because he's a character surrounded by mystery throughout almost the whole story. And in contrast to my previous 2 picks, he's a character that you don't really get to know. You hardly ever see him speak, but he does speak through his actions. He is extremely skilled with his gun and very determined to push on, whilst he climbs the endless seeming floors in the lost city of Blum. And between that action, Blum really conveys the loneliness and even emptiness really well, with panels like these that have, like, they don't even have a lot of dialogue, but they convey how big it is, the scope of it all. And it really conveys how empty this world really is. And in my opinion, he's one of the more nuanced characters I have ever read, and I would really urge you to check Blum out, because at times this manga can really be breathtaking, especially in these oversized volumes. Then for my number 2, I put a character that probably a lot of you would have put at number 1, and that character is the Black Swordman of the medieval, demon-filled world, Guts. Guts is a character that we really see develop a lot. He's a guy that feels the urge to protect, but is so rotten that he violently rejects those feelings, and tries to be as composed as he can, even when he goes through extremely heavy and painful situations. He is a character that through all that he goes through, we really want him to push on and keep going. And slowly, he becomes the character to bring the only light in an otherwise very dark story. That's why I put him at 2. I could have also put it on 1, but there was one series, one main character, one protagonist that give it a slight edge over him, and that's what's coming up right now. The character that I chose for my number 1 pick was created by the legendary mangaka Naoki Urasawa, and he is the main character of the amazing story Monster. I'm talking about Dr. Tema. Monster is a masterpiece that gave me one of the best stories I've ever read, and a great part of the story is the game between Tema and the nihilistic antagonist Johan Liebert. The way this chase is built up and how the relationship between these two is formed, I would dare to say, is perfect. Without a doubt, every character in Monster is handled with lots of care, but these two really have something unique as a relationship. Of course, the artwork in Monster can be very beautiful at times. The story is amazing, but Tema really stands out as just such a kind guy who learns that he can't always be kind. That he sometimes has to take action, and you see him kinda dip down into abyss, but he never really goes down in the dark. He always keeps the light and the positive things in his head, and that's why he's such a great protagonist. Really believable, feels really real. If you haven't checked out Monster, you're really doing yourself a disservice. So guys, that was my video about my favorite manga protagonist. As I said, please feel free to leave yours in the comments down below. If you would like to help me or like to support me, then please consider subscribing, please consider leaving a like. And I really look forward to see you guys in my next video. Keep reading and peace out.